Okay, so this one is next up on the list. It's a 2.5 centiweight Brooks, 125 kgs. As you can see, not terrible, not the worst I've done. Mainly just edge work. The face is still flat. The hardy hole has either been welded or has been mushroomed in, and so is the petrol hole. Table's really not bad, and then there's some odd stuff going on there on the tip of the horn, but I will get all that fixed up. You can see over here it's been welded at some stage, so I'll just get that cleaned up as well. So yeah, this won't be a very long video, it shouldn't be, but basically the plan of action is to just grind down wherever there's chipping and needing welding along there. Grind that down as well to clean steel, preheat, build up with MIG, hard face, and then yeah, cup grind the face, get it nice and flat. Obviously that there, just grind down over there, and then electrolysis, dip it, and then it's yeah, ready to go. There you go. So I had to come down a little bit here because there was a crack running down and in a few places here, but anyway, I'm down to solid steel here. There was another crack down here, just a split from there coming down, so I've got down to solid steel there and there. That wasn't too bad. And now I'm going to tackle this, and then after that I'm going to move on to here. I'm just going to take that down a little bit, and then obviously the horn, and then this weirdness here on both sides, need to take that down. So this side has quite a bit of cracking that hasn't chipped off yet. See those lines? Those lines over there are all cracks. And if you look, dog, getting in my way while I work here. If you have a look here, can't see that great, the lighting is pretty bad. There's a crack that runs, you can see a noticeable crack that runs up here. So that whole piece will come out. You can see the crack starting here. And then all of this has to come off as well. So yeah, you just carry on grinding down until obviously you don't see those lines. It's absolutely pointless doing a repair. This dog thinks that this is delicious. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, it's pointless doing this kind of repair if you're gonna leave those cracks there, because you'll always have a dull spot there and it'll always break off there again. So I'm obviously trying to do a repair that'll last the life of myself. So yeah, let's do a proper repair, and then you see there's a little bit more cracking there. Yeah, so that has to come down as well. So yeah, this side there's quite a bit. Obviously this is the working side, or the side that person was working a lot, because this side wasn't nearly as much cracking. I mean, there was some cracking and I just went down and it came out, but I mean, that's not bad, you know. But yeah, that other side has quite a bit of damage. see, I've taken down all that weirdness over there, down to steel. Taking that down. Taking that down. Wire brushed all those because I ground those a few weeks back. Yeah, we're all on clean steel now, no cracks. So basically now it's just preheat and fill. Don't worry, that's only old paint. It's not too hot. It still needs to go a little bit more. It's currently sitting at about 150 degrees Celsius. So another 50 degrees and then we're ready to weld. Alrighty then, so that is what, 40 minutes. Heated off just a little bit more there, but everything is now at 200. All that 200. And obviously you can see I've ground further than where I need to weld, just so that if I do need to go onto the body of the anvil a little bit, I don't get all porosity and weird things happening. So you can see it's smoking over there a little bit. But yeah, now we start with the welding. That's what it's looking like so far. Going very well. You can see there, it's 10 minutes. So if you get stuck into it, you can get it done quite quick. This is really not a big repair. Okay, so I'm basically almost done at the top now. So there you have it. So keep in mind I still have to put hard facing on here. So what I'll do now is I will grind this down to just below the surface of the face, maybe a millimeter, maybe 2 mils, and then you build up all over this with hard face. I'm not obviously going to hard face this. I'm not hard facing the horn. The horn I have to do a little bit at the end because you don't want too much heat at the end. You're going to sort of keep the heat down. So I'm going to start grinding this down, get it to over there. You can see, I mean, I'm below the surface of the face, so I'll carry on doing that, and then yeah, then I can start hard facing, and then yeah, bolt up this edge here. And yeah, built that. This will carry on. I'll carry on building here, and then I still need to build underneath, but I'll do that up when it's upside down after I've ground. So yeah, that's the plan. Okay, let me explain to you guys what I'm busy doing here. So I obviously I need to hard face this. So I need this to be lower than the face. I'm not going to redo the whole face because that's actually pretty perfect over there. but I do need a hard face on my MIG because that's obviously just mild steel. So if you have a look over here, you can see there I've got about 2 mils. And if you have a look, let me just see if I can get this damn thing focused. Let me just come forward. There you go. Okay, so we got gap there, we got gap there, all the way through. And now this, obviously, it's a little bit tricky. There's it focused. Okay. Gap, 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 gap. There you go. Gap, 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 gap. So we've got gap the whole way through on our edges. See? So that's what I was busy doing. I was just busy taking this down so I can hard face. Otherwise I hard face on top, and then you grind all the hard face off and then you're left with mild, you know. So that is the theory. Obviously all that stays mild. You want that to be soft. This needs to be pretty hard. So yeah, and then what I'll do afterwards is I'll just true up these. This is all mushroomed over and weird stuff. So what I might do is just build this up with a bit of MIG, and then that I don't need to. I know that that whole inside is much bigger than the whole outside. So yeah, I'll probably just build this up a little bit, and then I'll clean all that up afterwards. Okay, so that's the 2 of the sides done. There we go, hard faced. You can see I've built above the face very slightly, and then that's also hard faced over there, so that's also done nice. Got enough material there, so now I'm going to spin this around. This is obviously where I have to do that whole piece there, so I'll spin this around, then I'll do that, and then that'll just be like one pass. That's not very damaged at all. So yeah, now I'm going to do this over here, and then the hard facing is done. I still need to do a little bit on the horn, carry on building it a little bit, but I'll just do that in between. I'll do that now, and then I'll hard face more, and then I'll do that, and then hard face. Yeah, you just don't want because it's such a small piece of material, you don't want to overheat it, you know, and mess with the temper and all that jazz. That's just bad news. So yeah, but it's going good. It's going good. Having a little break. It's going good. Obviously that's all done. That's all done. Sorry, just seeing something here. Okay, so there I must just do another little pass. And then this is all going good. As you can see, I just need to do maybe another, I would say two passes up until there, you know, and then I'm done on the face, which is really cool. The time is almost 3:20, so I started at 12 with preheat. So yeah, I mean, you could do this type of repair in that amount of time. So I think I'm done. Horn is obviously very bulky, but I think I can shape it. Obviously there'll be quite a lot of material that'll come off there, you know, to get it nice and pointy again. It's all done. That's done. And then there's all the hard facing. So yeah. That's it. We're gonna chuck it in the sand now. Yeah, the reason why I thought I'd just explain to you guys, the reason why I did this out of mild and not hard face is just because the first anvil that I did that out of Hardface, and I messed up my hardy tools. So I think mild is just better. It doesn't have to be hella hard, you know. But there we go. That is that one done, and it is just after 3:30. So there we go. 3.5 hours, including preheat. So not too bad. Let's just straighten it out. Okay, so this is it out of the sand. Now it's just grinding. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. Got about 1 mil left to the body of the anvil. I'm now, well, I'll do the other side, and then afterwards I'll come with a cup grinder so that I can rest the cup over here and take this down just until obviously it's flat with the body. Otherwise, you know, you can go like this and then it gets all weird. Over here I've just used the cutting disc and we've cut there. Then what we'll do is I'll do the same on the other side, and then you mark it across, and then you actually just put the cutting disc down here so that you can get a perfectly straight line. Then obviously cut it off at the cutting table. That's how that works. Over here you obviously just grind, you don't need to cut or anything like that there. The horn I have taken down, but the same thing applies. I'll use the cup grinder just to flat it. Look, you can only get it flat on one dimension, but at least you can get it flat over here, and then obviously you just roll it around the horn. It's just so that there's no, you know, hard spots and stuff here, which you can't tell with this type of grinding disc. So yeah, anyways, that's the plan. So I'm going to flip this over now, do the other side, do all the edges, and then once I've done the edges, then I can start on the face. So here you can see I haven't ground this side, but yeah, check that out. I mean, that looks really good, coming to a nice point there. I mean, you can imagine this side the same will be there, you know, following the curvature of the horn, which was like really nice pointy tip, you know. Gonna look good. Let me just show you what I've got here. So I marked this off. You can see I've cut up there square, and then I've got a notch there. I've done the same this side. Cut up square, got a notch there. Used a ruler, marked across, so I will be cutting on the line, basically getting rid of this this marker line. So yeah, that'll give me that edge over there. I did check it with a square. It is square going across. I've done the same over here, marked it with a square from both sides, cut on the line. Well, I'll just grind this. This is really not much, so I'll just grind that off. I don't want to cut there. Then over here we've got some really weird things happening. So the body of this anvil, the actual casting, is about 5 mils bowed over here out of square. So I mean, it's flat here, it's flat there. If you put a straight edge across, it's 5 mils bowed over here. I mean, you can see, sorry about the weird angles, but you can see, I mean, I'm basically flat there and it's still badly out. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do there. I might just grind it down to there, you know, just to try and get the face nice and flat, you know. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do there. That's quite a lot of meat, but anyway, if I have to, I have to, you know. Just come down to there. As long as I don't touch any of that lettering, I'm good. And then just try and blend it in. I want this thing to be as perfect as possible. But yeah, I've never experienced that, especially not on a cast anvil. Normally these things are like perfectly square, but something weird happened here. Anyways, rings like a bell, so we're all good. So I just want to show you how I did this. So there we go. That is, I cut down and then I cut across as close to the table as I could, and that is what I have. So now that is perfectly square, and then basically just chuck a nice new grinding disc in here, get that nice and flat at the table, and that's it. That's how we do it. Okay. Ground in there. I'll put the cup ground on there, get it all that flat. Clean up those edges. Horn is basically done. Nice and symmetrical. The end of the heel here. I already used the cup ground on there, so that's all nice and square and flat. Now I'm gonna try and tackle this weirdness here before I even do anything on the face. I wanna just see if I can work something out here. You can actually see it, see there. And that's not welding, because if you have a look, I've already ground to the body of the anvil, so really weird. But anyways, we'll see if we can get that sorted out. And then yeah, basically, I mean, the face, we'll just use the same big grinding disc, get it down just before level, and then cup grind it. Okay, so I've got it to a point where I feel it's okay. Try to lift this up quickly. Still, you can see it's a little bit, but I don't want to go too much, you know. 2 mils that side, you know. I could bring it down a little bit more, but I think that's fine. It looks fine. So I'll actually, I don't know. Maybe I should go a little bit more. Anyway, this side is cool. And this is your working side. Well, if you're right-handed, this would be your working side. I mean, that's pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. Whew. Okay, so we just did all the cup grinding work. It's all done. It's all done. Horn is done. Good profile, no noticeable like steps and weirdness going on. Oh, straight edge. Pretty good. The side's still a little bit out there, but a hell of a lot better than what it was, so I'm not going to worry about that. Easy way is to obviously just build it up there on the heel, but that means preheat and all sorts of stuff, so no, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, all around the sides are done. I've done here, I've done there. All that's pretty sharp, so yeah, I'll just hit that with a flapper wheel, and then yeah, once I've done everything. So I'll do everything with a flapper wheel once the face is done. But yeah, moving on to the face now. Again, gonna hit it with a big grinding disc, and then once I've basically making contact with the face, then I'll do the cup grinder. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Okay, sure, that was hard work. Anyway, edge is all down, that big patch is down. So now we start cup grinding and we see what the levels are looking like. But yeah, this is the last push, this here. And then after that, clean up the edges, sanding disc or flapper wheel, as some of you know it. Flapper wheel everything off, and then again what I'll do is once this is done with the cup grinder, I'll just put the belt sand on here, and then that'll finish it off. Obviously this, I found out that when I was welding it, that I thought it was mushroomed over, that and the Pritchell hole, but actually it's been welded smaller. So I'm guessing someone had hardy tools and the hardy hole was too big, so they just welded it smaller. Anyway, that'll be going back to original. There'll be a lot of filing there for me and the die grinding, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, luckily that's not hard faced, so a file and a die grinder will cut that. So yeah, but there we have it. Okay, so it's going good. Just been working with a cup grinder. All that's based, this here is nice and flat with a straight edge. I've marked over here where I've got a big high spot, which is where I had to hard face all of that. So I'm still about a mil or mil and a half, 2 mils high there. So I'm just gonna hit that with a big grinding disc. Just 1 or 2 passes. You don't want to go too much, otherwise you have to match all of this surface area to that. So I'm just gonna come down a little bit here, and then again just cup grind, and then yeah, another hour, it should be done. I think I'm done. You can see there's a slight low spot there. You can't even feel it though. There's a slight low spot here. Again, you can't really feel it. Is it there? No? I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty good, you know. It's flat. If I carry on now, it's really just a bit over the top. So anyway, I think I'm done for the day. I will hit all of this with a belt sander another day, probably next week. Okay, so there are a few little blemishes, tiny low spots, just like the other one. You can't really feel it with your finger though. There's a bit of a low, there's a bit of a low. So I'll probably just hit that with a flapper wheel, just so it blends in a bit better, but that's about it. I didn't film it when I chewed up the hardy hole and the Pritchell hole, but I just did that with a die grinder and with a file, and that came out good. You can see down here, I did just grind all that weird welding and stuff off over there. Flapper wheeled it over there just to make it smooth, but yeah, it's pretty good. Good ring, successful repair. Okay, and just for you skeptics out there, just to show you that the face is actually flat and those low spots weren't like 5 mils deep. There we go. Let's see if I tilt up like that. Put it on its corner. You can see there's a low spot there by the Pritchell hole. You can see there's a low spot there underneath the Pritchell hole, but yeah, that's it. And that's sort of the finish that I went for. I got all the, where there was low spots, I just sort of you saw what I did. I just moved it around like that until it all came smooth. But yeah, there it is. It's nice. It's really, really nice. Nice anvil. Nice workable anvil. So there we have it. Anvil's in. Now I need to just cut this. I need to just make 2 new electrodes with that piece of expanded mesh, because obviously last time you saw those electrodes were finished. So I need to do that, and then I'll hook everything up, and then yeah, it's Monday today. This needs to be ready basically by next Monday. The guy's coming to pick it up next Monday. So I've got a week, which is plenty time. So I think I'll give this one a nice long cook. Yeah, I'll probably have this one on for about 2 days, 2.5 days. We'll see. When I put it in electrolysis, I call it cooking for some reason. I don't know why. It's stuck. So yeah, that's what'll happen with this one. I'll give it a nice long cook, electrolysis, and then get all that rust nice and loose, and then same story, you know, wire brush, rust converter, linseed oil, done. So yeah, this one came out nice. Okay, so I let this one cook for 2 days. It's been sitting for another 2 days. So yeah, you can see that the sediment has started to settle. Yeah, pretty confident that this one will be nice and clean, not too difficult to get all that black stuff off of. But yeah, I'm gonna pull this off now, pull it outside, and yeah, clean it up. Okay, so that's all done. Very glad I wore long pants today, because I would have gotten shot to shit without them. There it is. Now we'll just let it dry in the sun, and yeah, once it's nice and dry, we'll come with our rust converter, paint that on. Normal story, paint it on, wipe it off, boil linseed oil, and then let it stand in the sun, let it dry, and that's it, done. Ready for collection on Monday. Okay, so it's all done. It is very windy, so I'm very sorry about the noise or weird footage or whatever, but yeah, as you can see, the wind is pumping. Anyways, so it's all done. Came out really good. This is bad lighting. I'll go around the other side, but there you can see it, 2.5 centiweight. You can see over there, this is quite good lighting here. You can see obviously where I've done all my welding. So you can see all right along the edge over there, and then it comes in around here, and that was that big piece in the middle, and then around the hardy hole. That's obviously because that's hard faced. This is cast steel, so if you weld it mild on, look, I mean that over there, that's mild, and it still has a difference in color. I don't know how you can get away from that. Let me know if any of you know sort of how you can get away from the difference in color. I don't, and obviously I don't want to use inferior welding rods that are going to cause the face not to be hard. I'd rather just use hard facing and then deal with the difference in color. The hard facing rod doesn't really rust. I've noticed when I did that first Brooks of mine, that stuff doesn't rust, and then the rest of the face sort of develops a little bit of surface rust, but it is what it is, you know. It's a repaired anvil, everyone knows it. I'm not trying to make it seem like it hasn't ever been repaired, but there you go. I mean, it's really, really nice. Well, the ring is still great, so very happy with this one, and I'm sure my friend will be too. I bought this anvil, this is the story on it. So I bought this anvil with a job lot of another 4 anvils. There are 2 of these. This is the better one of the 2. The other one is really, really badly damaged. And then when my friend saw that I had one of these, he said, no, listen, because he's a Brooks collector, so he doesn't have a 2.5 centiweight in his collection. So he said, please, can he buy this? So we settled on price and everything like that before I even started repairing it. So I knew that I couldn't put too much extra in, you know. I mean, like the face where it was slightly low in certain spots, I knew that I couldn't spend an extra hour grinding, because I know where I have to be at this. I'm not making money on it, but yeah, I'm basically getting out the hours that I've put in, and then obviously what I've paid for it. So yeah, I know it's going to a good home. I know it'll be appreciated. I know that people will appreciate it in his collection, so that makes me happy. And then one day he'll get rid of it, and then it'll probably be put back to use.